Moon, moon, moon. Say it 3 times. That's how it'll be confirmed, guys. And realize, I really want to talk about XRP, but there's just so much bullish news coming out and about for Bitcoin and crypto in general, guys. And this is what we talked about. Justin, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink predicts Bitcoin could surge to between $500,000 to $700K, guys. $500,000 plus for Bitcoin is imminent. If Bitcoin goes to like those numbers, imagine Ethereum like 50K, and then minimum 5 digits for ETH, XRP minimum like $50, I think, right? Because okay, so my moon targets for this cycle, guys, for Bitcoin is 300K, I think minimum. Ethereum like 30K, 20K, right, minimum. XRP minimum, I would say $20, but honestly I think a higher double digits. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. But this is why BlackRock is so bullish. One of the main puppets within the financial system just said, if you're not bullish on cryptos in general, then I don't know what you're doing, right? You're missing out on the money. BlackRock just bought another 3,000 Bitcoin today, and that's why they're gobbling up. Look at the trend, it's just upwards, right? Guys, you remember Mr. Pool up and to the right? It's only a pump and it never stops. That's exactly BlackRock's inflows of Bitcoin to date, right? It just goes up, consolidates, goes up. It just repeats the same pattern, right? So these are bots in control, guys, of Bitcoin. This is how money is flooding in, and I'm pretty sure Bitcoin's about to create a new all-time high. We're going to be talking about it. Plus, the housing market has come into play as well, guys, okay? There's just so much news. Fidelity buys 1,000 Bitcoin as well. Fidelity is just more relaxed into buying Bitcoin, but BlackRock is on a buying spree. They have more money, probably more clients to buy that are very bullish on Bitcoin, and probably because they're in the know. But White House official says United States government has an accumulation plan to buy Bitcoin, right? And people say higher 6 figures for Bitcoin is impossible this cycle. The reason they think that, guys, is because the limitations on their mind, right? They believe that Bitcoin cannot go higher than the previous cycle's ROI, right? It's never done it before, but maybe before the collapse they're just going to parabolically rise everything as we think so.
Those are top of mind for everybody, working on digital assets in the White House. There will be the forthcoming report on the interagency activities. We've already taken some steps with the SBR. How we follow that up with the accumulation plan. So there's no shortage of opportunities and things to do. So after we leave here, I'll get right back to it.
So just Moon, honestly, they're gonna do it anyway, right? So what are they waiting for? $6 trillion asset manager Fidelity says Bitcoin and crypto continue to evolve. Yeah, it surely will when when Bitcoin and cryptos literally moon and explode towards the upside. So let me quickly talk about Bitcoin because it seems like it's on the move, guys. Right now it's holding support at, look at that, 107K. There's going to be strong support because this is on the log chart. If you remove it off the log chart, double support, guys, at around 107K. Hold 107K. Next targets will be 112K, guys, right here. Okay, that's going to be very significant because it's going to be a liquidity grab. That's the only thing that's my only concern here, right? But after that, the next target will be 120K, guys, as soon as it holds 112K as support. You guys ready? Right? Moon is literally around the corner. Not to mention, Bitcoin supply on exchanges has fallen to a new low, right? This is, and what's interesting is supposedly XRP had a similar situation that happened, because it seems like all these coins reserves, right, or balance on exchanges, I guess is what it is, right? Is it? Let's see. Yep, on exchanges, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin supply on these exchanges, right? The green line is the balance, guys. The amount of Bitcoin on an exchange, right? It's getting less and less throughout time, or on all exchanges in total, it seems like. So that's about 2 million, guys, okay? While Bitcoin's price is rising, which makes perfect sense because everyone's just buying and hoarding it, right, into their cold storage or wherever they need to store it. Guys, it's getting crazy because Nasdaq seasonality in July is something else, okay? So July is in a couple days, okay, next week. What happens then? Nasdaq monthly returns. The stock market in the month of July, it's literally all green. There was only one time, and which was in 2024, that was minus 1% in the red, which means July it's about to be an explosive month, guys. Because if Nasdaq or these stocks rise, right, the main stocks in the stock market rise, just a couple percentage points, what's going to happen to Bitcoin and XRP and ETH? Literally moon, literally, right? And this is how we see, and this is why we see news coming out and about like never before. I'm truly excited. Justin, Director of Federal Housing Order Preparation for Businesses to Count Cryptocurrency as an Asset for a Mortgage. What just happened? What? So, after significant studying and in keeping with President Trump's vision to make United States the crypto capital of the world, today I ordered the great Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare their businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for mortgage. So ordered. Sir Alderodi, the chief legal officer at Ripple, says, "Good catch," or good news for the 55 million Americans who own crypto. 55 million Americans who own crypto now can do what? Let's read on. You know how massive this is? Order issuing directive to consider cryptocurrency as an asset for single-family loans delivered to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Whereas Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the enterprises, maintain a pivotal role in the United States housing finance system by providing stability and liquidity to the secondary market for residential mortgages through prudent standards to help ensure sustainable long-term ownership. Now, whereas cryptocurrency is an emerging asset class that may offer an opportunity to build wealth outside the stock and the bond markets, whereas cryptocurrency has not typically been considered in the mortgage risk assessment process for mortgage loans delivered to the enterprises without converting the cryptocurrency to United States dollars prior to loan closing. Wow! So look at this. So this is crazy because now your crypto, you don't have to sell it for United States dollars, right? And request a mortgage, right? I'm not too familiar with the housing market at all, guys. Okay, I barely know anything about the housing market and any of that stuff. But I think you could basically get a loan with your cryptos, right? And they didn't just suggest Bitcoin, right? It's cryptos in general. So Ethereum is included, XRP as well. So that means when XRP moons, guys, you know what that means, right? You basically get a loan to buy a house against your XRP. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not too familiar with the housing market again, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're suggesting here, right? Stating, hereby directs each enterprise to prepare a proposal for consideration of cryptocurrency as an asset for reserves in their respective single-family mortgage loan risk assessments without conversion of said cryptocurrency to United States dollars. There you go, right? So each enterprise is directed to consider only cryptocurrency assets that can be evidenced and stored on a United States regulated centralized exchange. So the global real estate market cap is literally hundreds of trillions of dollars, right? That's insanity. So cryptos is being integrated into the financial system as a whole as we speak, guys. Like, you do realize that this wouldn't even have been a thought like 5 years ago, but now it's actually a reality, right? 1 second, we're gonna watch that video. But so this is reflecting a policy shift under the Trump administration to integrate digital assets into housing finance. This move aligns with the broader trend of institutional crypto adoption, evidenced by a January 2025 executive order naming Bitcoin and Ether as part of a United States strategic reserve, right? As a former mortgage banker, let me be very clear from EchoX. So what just happened is massive. We are talking about two giants, right? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that hold over $7 trillion in housing loans, now preparing to allow digital assets as reserves for single-family loans. Wow, that's insanity, guys. Right? That's actually like crazy. Wow. So imagine everyone who's going to be buying a house when cryptos do moon, right? And against their cryptos. So soon you'll be able to use your crypto stack as part of your home loan qualifications. No, that's actually insane. What? So how is that even going to work? Because what if there's a bear market? Right? Then what happens? Right? Or maybe there won't be any bear markets in the future. Right? It only goes up to the right. No more sell to qualify. Right? No more crypto doesn't count. This opens the floodgates for true adoption and marks the beginning of a tokenized housing market backed by an ACS mortgage system. Right? This seems massive to me, guys. It truly does. Which is why this is crazy. Right?
He is the conservator of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. He just posted on X, after significant studying and in keeping with President Trump's vision to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, today I ordered the great Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare their businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for a mortgage. Interesting, in the note, he then has a release from the FHFA, whereas cryptocurrency is an emerging asset class that may offer an opportunity to build wealth outside of the stock market and bond markets. Cryptocurrency has not typically been considered in the mortgage risk assessment process for the mortgage from mortgage loans delivered to the enterprises without converting that cryptocurrency into dollars. So he is now, this is not happening immediately, but he is directing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare proposals for consideration of crypto as an asset for reserves in their respective single-family mortgage loan.
Wait, so if they're doing this, that means that crypto has the greatest green light of them all, right? Because I know it's like I'm pretty sure it's probably hard to get loans, guys, right? To buy houses and to qualify for these loans or whatever. So if they do this, that means cryptos aren't that risky, right? That means cryptos are going to be fully integrated into the financial system more deeply within it, right? Into the housing market. That's actually super massive.
Risk assessments. So that means that your crypto can back your mortgages. Now, this is an interesting play because there is actually a startup company called Milo, which already does this, and it's been slowly moving into the mortgage market in that way. Some people buy and sell in crypto on their own. But for Fannie and Freddie to use crypto as a backstop for their mortgages, that's going to be interesting going forward.
Yes, because they have over 7 trillion. Yeah, guys, I mean that's just crazy, right? So let us prepare. Let us see what happens. Again, it seems like truly under the Trump administration is where cryptos are being brought forth into the limelight, right? Into the light, so everyone becomes fascinated by it, right? And people are going to become more comfortable using cryptos day to day and for whatever else purpose it needs to be used for. Now, financial advice, very bullish for cryptos in general, not only Bitcoin. But it's also for See ya.